He talks a good game. He talks a good game. On the outside, he talks a good game.
Hello, welcome to On the Headset. I hope you're all well. So, we've all heard Jake Paul is going to be fighting Anthony Joshua on December the 19th in Florida. My take here now is, after thinking about it for a few hours, is that actually Jake Paul's already won. He's going to win. He's going to win here. And it's not about the fight, because we know this is a complete farce. I'm going to break it down a little bit here, but he's won this hands down. He's won it in terms of the eyes on the fight, if you want to call it a fight. If he lands on Anthony Joshua just once, that's it. He's won. He's won in terms of the spirit of this, or what he believes the spirit is, right? And so many of his fans around the world, because they'll look at the mismatch and say, Anthony Joshua, two-time unified heavyweight champion of the world, he is what he is, gold medalist and all that, and then all this, right? So he's won. But listen, this is a farce from start to finish. But it was a farce even before Jake Paul even got into this. Lots of people talking about, Anthony Joshua's legacy is going to be ruined for fighting this. No, it's not at all, because legacy is all bullshit. It's all journalistic claptrap, really. Because what it is, you're talking about, what do people remember you? It's not what you leave behind, because Anthony Joshua is not going to leave anything behind. It's just what people will think of him after he's taken this fight and over his whole series of fights. Well, he was, according to Eddie Hearn, about to go and fight somebody, a boxer, outside of the top 100 as a little mini tune-up fight just to practice getting his hands wrapped. I mean, what a load of old nonsense that is, right? Before December, or before Christmas, I should say, so that he can gear up before a tune-up fight in February and then a Tyson Fury fight later in the year. Well, that's a nonsense in itself. So he's already, in my eyes, if you want to talk about legacy, he's already ruined his legacy just about contemplating doing that kind of fight, let alone doing a Jake Paul. We know that this is Anthony Joshua just getting into the whole sports entertainment kind of bout, regardless of whether it's a professional bout or not. And it's for the money. That's all it is. 40, 30, 40, 50 million dollars, pounds, whatever it is. It's all about the money, right? He's going to do a mini camp, six odd weeks, and he's going to get there and he's going to entertain the fans with Jake Paul coming out of the other corner. But does Jake Paul have any kind of chance? Well, logically, you would say absolutely not. Of course he doesn't. He can't box. He can't... Look, MMA fighters can't box. They can't punch like boxers can. Anytime you get an MMA fighter getting into the ring with a skilled boxer, they come off worse. Now, this is not to say that they can't fight. This is not to say that, they wouldn't be a challenge for a boxer. But in terms of boxing, in terms of punching, boxers are way ahead because they're specialists, right? They are specialists in that field. So this is what Anthony Joshua has been, a heavyweight specialist his whole career. You've got Jake Paul, who's only been doing boxing 2 or 3 years, right? Whatever it is. And he's been going through all sorts of people, right? MMA fighters, retired MMA, retired boxers, 57-year-old legends. I mean, it's just nonsense. Going in with cocaine fiends, allegedly. It's ridiculous. He was just about to fight Gervonta Davis. He's been sparring with all lightweights anyway, just so he can... feel his way around a lighter guy, a quicker guy. And then all of a sudden he's going to jump now to fight a heavyweight. And a 2-time unified heavyweight champion of the world, of course, in Anthony Joshua. It is a nonsense. We know it's a nonsense. But he's going to win this fight in terms of just getting in the ring. This is Jake Paul. He's going to win this fight just about going to the center of the ring and just locking up with Anthony Joshua, even for a split second. All he has to do, in his mind, is just go there and just land a couple of shots, if he can, on the chin. As soon as he's done that, he's won. He's won in everybody's eyes. Because this, when we talk about Anthony Joshua's legacy, or other people talk about Anthony Joshua's legacy, What they're assuming is that Anthony Joshua should go into that ring if it's a proper fight. If we're talking that if this is a proper fight sanctioned by the Florida State Commission, Athletics Commission or Boxing Commission or whatever the hell they call themselves over there, right? Then Anthony Joshua should be fully prepared to go in there and knock him out within 30 seconds. This is what, I would call myself a boxing purist, really. This is where the levels are. He should go in there, literally a couple of jabs maybe, and then a counter right, bang, right down the pipe, Sparko, he's out. This is where it should be. 30 seconds, no more than that. Because this is what we're talking about, the levels here. If we're talking about legitimate levels, that Anthony Joshua is that guy, Jake Paul is not that guy, that's what should happen. If it's anything more than that, then you're going to start asking questions. People are going to start raising their eyebrows and think, well, what's going on here? So is this a proper fight? Well, they're saying it's a proper fight. So if it's a proper fight, it should go no more than a round. Definitely no more than a round. I give it 30 seconds. But in many ways, I can't see it going in 30 seconds. I can see it going, a round, maybe 2 rounds. Heaven forbid this goes, 4 or 5 rounds. The longer this goes on, the more damage this does to not legacy. This is about reputation. This goes down to reputation. Anthony Joshua's reputation is damaged enough because of the Daniel Dubois fight. And the fights he was having before that, the Franklin, the Helenius, the Wallin, and obviously the Ngannou fight, that was giving him possibly a bit of false confidence, and a lot of other boxing fans false confidence as well, that he could go in and then he could go up against Daniel Dubois. Now, I thought he was all wrong for Daniel Dubois. I could just tell a couple of days before the things that he was saying. It's just like, you're not in the right space here. What are you doing? So for him to get into the ring and to even allow Jake Paul to get a glove on him, and to even allow it to go more than a round, 2 rounds, 3 rounds, let's say 4 or 5 rounds, God, can you imagine if he went the distance? Then all of a sudden that's the reputation ruined complete. That's in shatters. So the farce is not that Anthony Joshua is a prize fighter and then he's going to get paid $50 million for 6 weeks training and, an easy night's work. Look, if you want to do that, that's fine, right? But to say that this is anything but, or your alternative was anything but a farce, is wrong as well. Because you're going to go in with a boxer who's outside the 100 just to get your hands wrapped, just to go through the motions. That's not boxing. That's not what you should be doing. If you're doing that, then you have no confidence and you have no business being in the ring in the first place. If you believe that you cannot get into the ring with at least a top 20 boxer, top 20 heavyweight, just to come back after the Daniel Dubois, then there's something seriously wrong. There's something seriously wrong with you. So then we're trying to legitimize Anthony Joshua against Tyson Fury later, because Turki Al-Sheikh's, talking about that. He's going to promise that. And whatever fight Anthony Joshua wants to do before then in February, you're going to legitimize that. Well, really what you should be talking about then, if this is where we're at with current Anthony Joshua, not even willing to step in with a top 20, top 30, I'll give it a top 30 heavyweight for a mini tune-up fight, then really you got to call it as it is. Tyson Fury's been out of the ring, and God knows, we don't even know if he's going to come back, right? Anthony Joshua is all washed up. We know he should have just retired a long time ago. In fact, many people would think that. I kind of feel that as well. He should have done that. Personally, I would have thought if you're going to do anything, you've got to come straight back at Daniel Dubois. That's what my thought was. You've got to come straight back. If you want to avenge something, you've got to come back. But Anthony Joshua seems to be that boxer who needs confidence and a couple of confidence fights just to get back into the swing of it. Well, time's not on his side. So now you're going to get into the ring with Jake Paul for this sports entertainment fight, a legitimate fight, a professionally sanctioned fight. So then you've got to talk about the safety. the safety of this, because if it is a properly sanctioned fight, and if Anthony Joshua is going to go in there and display anywhere near what he did against Francis Ngannou, again, MMA fighter who cannot box, right? Who cannot box properly. He can fight, no doubt, and he gave Tyson Fury, totally underprepared Tyson Fury, a run for his money, no doubt. And he caught him, no doubt. But Anthony Joshua went in there and just completely took him out of there within a couple of rounds. So all of a sudden, you've got to ask yourself, well, if he's not doing that to Jake Paul, then what is he doing there? What is the purpose of this? What is the purpose of going into the ring with Jake Paul? Well, it's just about the money. It does nothing. In fact, personally, I think this does more damage to his reputation, and if other people want to call it his legacy, I don't give a toss, right? It does more damage to his reputation going into the ring with Jake Paul than it does with him just waiting until February and just having a proper fight. Jake Paul, all he has to do is stay in there. All he has to do is walk to the ring, enter the ring, and he's already won. All he has to do is just fire off a couple of jabs, that double jab, make contact with Joshua. Because many people are going to be wondering now, if Jake Paul even lands a glove on him, that's it. Anthony Joshua shouldn't even be in the ring anymore. This is what we're talking about here. So there are high stakes here in terms of reputation and this whole legacy bollocks, right? There's high stakes here for Anthony Joshua. For Jake Paul, there's no danger here apart from physical danger, right? Physical danger. Because if it's a proper fight and it's been sanctioned as a proper fight, and if we expect Anthony Joshua to go in there like he did against Francis Ngannou, then he's gonna seriously hurt Jake Paul. So my final point here is, regardless of what happens in reputation and stupid legacy, regardless of where we think Anthony Joshua is, regardless of where we think Jake Paul is, and where he thinks he's going to win out this fight in terms of reputation and kudos and, you know, all that kind of nonsense, right? The biggest indictment here is on the sanctioning bodies. On any sanctioning bodies, in fact, the boxing world as a whole, that would allow this fight to go on. We've just had Conor Benn and Chris Eubank Jr. and everybody talking about, or lots of different people, you know, talking about the weight train and this, and it shouldn't be allowed, and, you know, oh, it's not a fight, and oh, it is a fight, and oh, look what happened to Chris Eubank Jr. in the second fight. This has been repeated so many times before. We're not talking about exhibition fight here. We're not talking about sports entertainment fight. Apparently, we're talking about a proper fight, a proper professional fight. Well, if that's the case, then Jake Paul is in serious trouble, in serious risk of being seriously hurt, because the commissions should be there to match up boxers properly. Skill set, experience, strength, weight, right? It should all be there. And it should be there that your preparation is geared up to the opponent that you're going to face. All of this is wrong. 100% wrong. And Jake Paul is the only winner here getting into that ring. I'm not convinced he's going to be anything but a winner coming out of it. But then again, I don't think Anthony Joshua is going to be anything but a winner coming out of that ring as well. I think it's a complete disaster. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. On so many levels, this is wrong. But the way this has been commissioned, the way this is being sold, is a farce in itself, and it should not be allowed. Dare I say it, this fight is going to attract the ghouls. It's going to attract those who want to see Jake Paul get completely ironed out. They want to see him get knocked out and seriously hurt and sent away, so far away from boxing that he never shows his face again. Right? Now, part of me, yes, I want to see that as well. But part of me says, I don't want to see the lad get really hurt, right? I don't want to see him get hurt, because that's just nonsense. You don't want somebody get hurt there. And that's why you have the boxing commissions, the authorities to not allow this. And they're just happy to go along with it. Yeah, we're just happy to go along with this. Yeah, we'll get our 3-5% commission. We don't care. Yeah, we'll do all this. Netflix are winning. Everybody's winning apart from the risk to Jake Paul. And it shouldn't be allowed. He should be saved from himself. He should be told, you're not having that fight. You're not allowed to have that fight because you're not experienced enough. You're not, because this will just open itself up to anybody coming out and say, oh, I'm going to challenge you. Yeah, I'm going to challenge you. I'll tell you what, we got $1 billion backer here. I'm going to get into the ring with you and I'm going to tell you what's what. Yeah, I'm Mr. Big Bollocks here. I'm going to, and then you can get killed in the ring. Oh yeah, he'll never get killed in the ring. Oh yeah? Well, world-class boxers have been killed in the ring. So, do you think that this can't happen? So, if it doesn't happen, because the boxing purists and myself think this is what should happen, because we're looking at this from a ghoulish point of view to say, actually, hold on, he should be knocked out, he should be seriously hurt here. If it doesn't happen, then you're going to be seriously asking, well, what's up with Anthony Joshua? What's gone on here? Then the whole conspiracy theory would come up about this is a fixed fight and everything. Or something's been written that he's not allowed to punch hard, or he's not allowed to, counter with the right hand and, all this sort of stuff. They'll say the fix is in. They'll say this is a proper fight, but it wasn't. It's really a sports entertainment. This is about Anthony Joshua getting fans. This is about Anthony Joshua just spreading his notoriety. But all it does is damages everything that he's done in the past. Win, lose, or draw in the past, this fight damages Anthony Joshua beyond anything that he could ever do in the ring in terms of losing the ring. Because if he doesn't get him out of there within 30 seconds, 40 seconds, a minute, that's it. People will be asking questions. So it's just not worth $50 million or pounds or shekels or whatever. It's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. So this is the message to Anthony Joshua. If you're going to go in there, if this is a proper fight, then you've got to show this is a proper fight. You've got to show it. You cannot get in there and say, oh, I'm just going to play with a guy. No, you've got to go in there like I would get in the ring with you, Anthony Joshua, and you got to put me in my place. And you got to say, no, you dare to step in the ring with me. This is on you. It's not on me. Whatever happens is on you. It's not on me. So, if I got in the ring with Anthony Joshua, I would expect to get sparked out. That's why I would never get in the ring with him, because I know I'm not stupid. And if I tried to get in the ring, surely there'd be people around me saying, you can't get in the ring with Anthony Joshua. No, you're not. We're not letting you. This is the problem with Jake Paul. Nobody's stopping him. Everybody thinks this is a great idea. It's nonsense. It's nonsense. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. But Jake Paul wins this fight. He doesn't win the fight in a physical sense, but he's won. He's already won. Because everybody's talking about it. Being positive, being negative, But in terms of people talking about Anthony Joshua, oh, his legacy is going to be ruined or everything. No, it isn't. Legacies for journalists. Legacies for, people who just want to talk about, oh, wasn't I so great in my heyday? No. He's got a blemish record anyway. But just taking this fight does more damage than good anyway on his reputation alone. And if he doesn't prove what level he is or what levels above he is against Jake Paul in the fight, then that will do more damage than anything. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you like what I do here, keep on watching and I'll catch you again. Bye now.